Welcome, guys, to John's Football Channel. This is your post review of Chelsea versus Pathos in the Champions League, game week 7. This was a very, very strange game. For one reason, we didn't score as many goals as we thought. Um, it was one sided. We all know that. We all could clearly see from the minute one that we had most possession. We had 71 percent of ball possession. We had 21 shots, but only 7 of them were on target. Part of me feels like this was a bit more than 7, but yeah, we did definitely shoot. Um, some people are saying that it was a very, very poor game from us. I don't think so. I think we did what we needed to do. I think there was times where we shot, we tested the goalkeeper from long range. There was times where we tried to cross it in. Um, Although it wasn't the best thing to do for us to cross it in. And we all know we don't have tall players, especially when we're just crossing and there's no defenders there. You can start crossing the ball when we have corners and free kicks, but especially when we have no tall target man up front, I think it's just a waste of time. We all know they probably have the same height or even more than us, so they'll be able to just clear that ball like they have done. I mean, we battled to get even get the first goal. So I think a part of it was we did poorly in that aspect. I think if we didn't cross as many goal shots um and we kept the ball more on the ground, I think we would have probably gotten better outcome instead of us just crossing. For the amount of times that we were crossing, we could have been actually playing on the floor. But could also be something. I mean, we never know how a game goes. I mean, it's better to do everything, I suppose. Better sometimes to play on the floor, sometimes to cross, sometimes to go with the right, sometimes to go with the left. Let's cross. So I think we did definitely try. We did definitely shoot from outside the box. So I think some people are being overreaction. I think just because it's not the prediction that we anticipated, that we were disappointed and want to blame the owners and blame everyone. I think that's not the way to go. I think we should be able to say to ourselves, no, we managed to get the result. That's the important thing. And we look forward. As simple as that. I don't think we should over analyze and say why haven't we scored more than one goal. I think had we scored the first goal earlier, it would have definitely opened them up. It would have definitely told them to come forward, exposing their back. I think we definitely would have got more goals had it been earlier in the game. I think Chelsea um also as soon as we scored, I think we said, okay, we're gonna try and score, but we're not gonna throw the kitchen sink. There is no need to throw the kitchen sinks at that time. I mean, we scored around the 80th minute, with Caicedo likely able to get the flick on from one of the defenders of Pathos and then end up putting it in. Um, Luckily Caicedo was there. He helped us get the goal. Because we definitely needed it and we definitely struggled to get there. But like that saying goes, I mean, you keep pushing, eventually you're gonna get there. Um, so we definitely did, and I think we shouldn't overanalyze. Going into this game, let's have a look at the people who played. We played Jorgensen in goal. We played Hato as our left back, Badiashile Fofana as our centre backs, Gusto as our right back, Rich James, Caicedo as our CDMs, Neto and Garnacho as our wingers, Enzo as our cam, and Delap as our striker. Starting off in the Jorgensen, it was very interesting to see Jorgensen. It was a good cameo. I think also I agree with what Yunus was saying. How the hell did that Jorgensen get injured? I think there was only in his intentions to play one half. I don't think they actually wanted him to play the full 90. I think it was just a cameo just for him to keep his value up. So that was quite strange. But yeah, it's what the club are doing right now. And then Hato, I think Hato, he did okay. I don't think he did much wrong. Didn't do very, very well in terms of offensively and defensively that you could possibly remember. So I think he had a decent game. Belishil and Fofana, they also had a good game. They actually made sure that nothing came through. They actually stopped the opportunities against them from the start, right when it was happening. They, as soon as we felt there was blood about to come upon us, we ensured that nothing happened. They closed it on very well. The one thing I like about Belishil is his passing. I think Belishil has a very good passing in his locker. And I like that flick that he managed to do for, I think it was, I believe it was for Esteval in the box. It's kind of crazy how a defender can still have that same amount of skill on the other side of the box, flicking it on, giving an assist to Esteval to nearly score. Then we have Gusto. Gusto also, I don't remember much that he did well or did poorly, so I think he also had a very decent game. And then going with Reece James and Caicedo. Reece James and Caicedo, I think Reece James tried to. We all saw that he necessarily just tried to. We saw the game plan. We saw that Gusto will just hold the wing, and then Reece James would be there in case they need to cross. And there was times where he did end up crossing. Just unfortunately didn't get to anyone to actually cause actually quite harm to the opposing team. And Caicedo also, I think he did a decent performance. Not much you can say because this is to be fair, this is Pathos. There's not much that we need to worry about. I mean, um, Pathos is a small team. It's not like you're gonna see the most. I mean, we were dominating the game for most of the part. It was just mainly us passing it around, trying to open them up. Neto also had I think Neto also had a good game, but he should actually, because this is Pathos, like I just said. But I think for what he needed to do, he actually did. There was times where he beat his man. There was times where he would, instead of thinking that he was going to cross, he went with his left, tried to create some creativity, tried to do something different. Um, so there was one when he went on the left. It was unfortunate that Ganacho once the ball in the edge of the box, and Neto thought that he wanted it on the byline of the towards the post. So it's just that a bit of a miscommunication from the two of them. Hopefully that builds. Hopefully they can talk to each other and say, okay, no, this time do this, do that, so that obviously these things don't happen and we can get goals a lot sooner. And then we have Enzo in our camp. I think uh, Enzo did some decent things. I mean, we all remember, I think it was Enzo who crossed that ball to Estevao in the second half that nearly got us a very good goal. I think Enzo had also a decent performance. Not so much that I can remember that he did wrong. I think these also, the only thing I can say, these yellow cards of Enzo and our midfield and our team need to stop. I think we can't afford to get these silly yellow cards. In a game like this, we shouldn't have many yellow cards against us, um, because those yellow cards are going to affect us going further into the season. So I think that's the one thing we just need to stop doing. I think Garnacho is the only player in this team that did very poorly. He didn't show much creativity from his part. I think from what I can remember that he didn't beat his man. He battled against, I believe it was Felipe. Felipe had him in his pockets. I think hence why in the second half we ended up seeing Gittins come on for him. I think Ganacho could have done a bit better. I think I don't know where, but for him to decide. That's for him to think about when he's on the field. Um, so yeah, that's very poor from Ganacho. I think Delap had a very decent game. I think he was able to hold the ball up. I think he didn't make enough runs, and there was times where the midfield didn't find him earlier. I think there was times where he was willing to make the run into those channels, and they didn't play him for some reason. They decided to play it on the wings first. I think that was the one mistake that they should have done. Should have gave him the opportunity to say, okay, you want the ball, take it. Let's see what you can do. But apart from that, he was able to hold the ball up quite well for us. And then going into the opposing team, the two main players that I could see that did well for them, it was Felipe and Yaya. Yaya reminds me from Star Wars. I don't know where, but it's kind of funny his name. So yeah, I think those two players did quite well for them. They're the ones who caused us the most harm in the game. Um, so yeah, so just shows you how much quality they really have. I mean, two players out of 11. So yeah, let me know down below what you guys think. How do you think the team went? How were they shaped up for this game? How well do you think each player did? Do you agree what I just said about each individual player that played for us going into this game? Now, with the players that came on, I think Estevar had a very good game. I think most of us would be saying that Estevar should have started this game. I think he was bright from the minute one. Estevar and Gittins. I'm also put them in the same bracket. Gittins also was that well. At times I thought what Gittins was doing, I thought that was Estevar. But me, it was the other way around. I think Gittins also did well on his wing. He also did what he needed to do in order to create threats and create chances. So very well from the two of them. I think they should have started instead of Garnacho. I don't know. Someone could argue it should have maybe let Neto rest. But that would be a question. I think will we have done that? Will we have played a Neto instead of Gittins and Estevao, or the other way around? Let me know down below who would you have liked to start, seeing that you saw all four players play on the wings. Who would you have started? Do you agree how the game went? Do you agree with the players that we have played from Leon Arasinha? Then let's go into the table currently. The table currently for us, we are eighth currently. We're just in front of Barcelona. Barcelona, Sporting, Man City, Atletico Madrid, Atalanta, and Inter. So we are in the shot right now. We have a chance to. We all know, I think for sure, we're gonna qualify because Olympiacos has 8 points. So they definitely won't get there. I think it would be just a different question now whether we play an extra two games if we don't make it in top eight, or we actually get the job done against Napoli. But that we'll have a look at when Napoli comes around. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys think of the game. How do you think the game went? Do you agree with what I just said? How we played, how the game turned out? Do you agree that we were we did our best? We did shoot, we did pass, we did try to work the team around. It's not like we gave them the ball. It's not like they had much chances to do anything with it. Yes, although sometimes it can be boring that we don't get the goal, and don't get the results sooner, but it is one of those things. I mean, this is football. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys think. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace.